All right, everybody, so I am trying to get a jump on the day. As you saw in the intro, I got this bed finally amended. Got my garlics. I'm ready to get planted. But I'm also in this video, so I'm going to show y'all me planting the garlic. Again, garlic is very easy to plant. A few things to remember, and I'm out of breath because I have been going non-stop. A lot of stuff you haven't seen on camera. One thing to remember with garlic, it takes about 9 months to grow. So wherever you plant it, you need to basically not need that bed for the duration of you growing your garlic. So keep that in mind. 2, you want to have a irrigation system on your garlic bed, which the second part of this video is going to be me finally, after 3 years, getting a irrigation system set up on this bed. Now, I've had the framework for 3 years, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect that one to this one, and we're going to go under the ground. I'm going to show y'all how I do that. It's very, very simple, but at the same time, you got to kind of think about it just a little bit. But first off, let's get the garlic planted. I've got 2 different garlics. I think I told y'all a few videos ago when I planted the garlic in the green stock that I'm going to do 2 different garlics this year. I'm doing this garlic from Haas, and I'm doing store-bought garlic. And I know what you're going to say, Chad, you don't plant store-bought garlic. I have numerous times and it works. But this time I'm going to make it a point to actually show me planting the store-bought garlic beside garlic from a seed company. We're going to see if there's a big difference. My past experience is there's not a difference, but I want to make it a specific point this growing season. I know we just finished garlic 2025. We just did the harvests and everything, but for hashtag garlic 2026, that challenge, I'm breaking it down into store-bought garlic, this is for me, and then seed garlic from Haas. What I'm going to do is I'm going to split this bed right in half. This half will be, I guess, store-bought garlic. This half will be Haas garlic. Nice and simple, right? So yeah, let's get this planted. It's really, really, really simple. Okay, so we've got the garlic separated. Okay, remember when you're planting, you want to keep the skin on the garlic. When you plant, the flat side down to the ground, pointy side up to the sky. And for me down here, we're going to go about 1 inch into the ground when I plant. So let's do it. Other than that, y'all, it's really, really relatively simple. Keep them 3 to 4, 5 inches apart if you can, and make sure you got them down deep where you need them. Know if you're planting a hardneck or a soft neck type garlic, because the different types of garlic are better suited for different climates. Hardnecks are for the north, basically. Soft necks are down for the south. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Garlic is super, super simple. And it's a lot of fun. I love planting garlic and just watching it grow and all that fun stuff. So let's do it. Okay, y'all, check it out. Totally done, ready to rock and roll. All of that took me 4-5 minutes total, maybe a total of 10 minutes when you talk about, you know, taking the bulbs apart and breaking them down into the cloves. Very easy. Not a lot to that right there. Now, what's the next step that I do? I'm going to come back over with a blood meal, bone meal mixture, And I'm just going to sprinkle it across this entire bed. That way it gets down into the holes with the garlic bulbs. And then I'm also amending the soil. Even though this is all fresh and brand new material, still amending as we're going. But that's it. Then we're going to cover it up, water it in really, really good. And sit back and watch them grow. I mean, it's really that easy. They're all just ready for me to water them in, which we'll do here at the end of the video. What I want to go ahead and do now is get this bed connected, or this irrigation system connected to the one that's right over there. I'm going to show you all how I do that. I need, let me think, 1, 2, I don't need a whole lot of material, but you definitely need the connections, and I like to go under the ground just because I do have grass cutters and I don't want them ripping. I mean, I could just go up the pole and then down the pole. No, we're gonna go under the ground. So let me grab everything and I'll be right back. Okay, so as usual, I'm making a pivot. We are not going to go under the ground right now because the thing that I use to go under the ground, I believe I left it at work. So I don't have it. It's all good. We're just going to adjust. So here's what I'm going to do. We are going to tie in to the existing irrigation. We're going to come up this T-post. I'm going to just run it across right here, down, and tie in over here. So it's going to look a little whatever right here. Is what it is. It's not too big a deal to me. It's not ideal, but I'm not tripping. It's all good. It's all good. I would much rather go under the ground with it, but for now, just to get this thing, to get the irrigation going, this is what I'm going to do. So, unless, hold on. No, I don't want it over here because of the grass cutters. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Also, I don't want to go under the ground right now because I just thought about it. I have not checked this area for wires, even though I'm quite certain there's no wires over there. When I did the, what is it, 811 years ago, I believe all the wires were over in this area, which is why I have the bed over here and not over here, because I believe the wires go right through here. But I'm second guessing myself on this section, so we're just gonna keep it real. We're gonna go up the poles, tie in, and then back down the poles. Now, tying into the existing lines, y'all, very easy. Let me show you. Tie in right here, you need a T-post. So we're gonna cut this right there, one in. Okay, so this end we're just gonna wedge down on, like so. This end we're gonna wedge in on the other side, all the way, nice and tight, like so. Now we're gonna run the hose up the T-post all the way to the very top. Now we're going to use one of these elbows here at the very top. Wedge that down on there like so. Then I'm going to use some zip ties to connect the hose to the T-post. Okay, y'all, just like that. We're up here at the top, all the way down. We're tied in to this one. Now I'm gonna do the exact same thing on this side, and then I'll connect the two. Now what I want to do, now what I want to do is get these weeds out of here. How about we do that first, Chad? Okay, now we're going to tie this one into this one. And to do that, again, you need a T. What are these things called? Yeah, a T joint, T something, whatever. You need that thing right there. So we're just gonna cut that one like that. And then just like we did over on the other one over there, we're just gonna wedge these on. And I like to push the connector all the way in as far as it can possibly go, just creating a better seal connection basically. Okay, so that's in. Now if you need to, you can always cut the hose. No, this is actually pretty good right there. I'm fine with that. So we're gonna wedge this down in here. Now one thing to remember, y'all, when you're doing any of these kind of irrigation things with these 1/2-inch tubes, if it's cold, you are going to have a heck of a time bending and moving and adjusting these hoses. What I like to do a lot of times is let them sit out in the sun, let them warm up, so they're more pliable, basically easier to manipulate, to move around and all that. So let's see, we are tied in over there, we are tied in right here, so now we just need to bridge this up here at the top. Now what I was thinking about doing is running a pipe, like a brace basically, to sit the hose on top of and to tie the hose into, to kind of keep it framed right there. But I'm going to cut this to where it's pretty tight, and I think for now, at least until I can get the people back out to make sure I don't have wires and all that right here, this will be fine. This will be fine. It'll do what I need it to do. So let's go ahead and bridge this. Okay, y'all, look, it's not even bothering me. I can walk through it and not worry about it. So this is not an issue to me at all, other than how it looks. But does it really matter? I mean, it looks fine, right? And it's going to be totally operational, which is the important part. All in all, I think we've been doing all of this from bringing the soil in, to planting the garlic, to tying everything in. 26 minutes, 27 minutes, I have to look at the clock. And y'all, I put this tying in this bed off for years, so that was stupid on my part. It is what it is. I'm gonna move forward from it. But now the last thing, obviously, I need to get sprinklers run out into the bed. Now I was going to do a grid pattern with this, but because I'm doing garlic in this bed, I want to have sprays, like spray nozzles going everywhere to all of it, and to go that route. So let me show you what I'm doing for that. All right, let's get in the shade. Okay, so there are two types of hoses. If y'all are not familiar with irrigations, you've got these hoses right here that don't have any predetermined holes, drip holes, and then you have the ones that do have the drip holes. So if you're getting hoses, you got to make sure you're getting the right ones for what you're going to use them for. I'm going to set up sprinkler heads like these. Actually, I don't know if I want to use that one or that one. These are just, well, you know what, I might only have to use one of these because this is a broad. It's going to spray everywhere. Has the controls right here so you can adjust how much of the spray it releases. So I actually might only need one of these, which is kind of cool. So what you want to do is make sure you know where you're setting up your need. What you need to make sure you do is know where you need your spray to be. For me, I need to cover this entire bed. So this is going to go right there in the center. But I need to connect this to this right here. I have a tackle box for all irrigation kind of stuff. But this part's kind of a pain. You just gotta wedge the hose on to that little nipple right there. So now we're connected. So now it's out there where I want it, but now I need to connect it to right here. Found my scissors. So we're gonna go ahead and cut it. Okay. Then we're gonna find one of these, and you're just going to connect one, oops, in right there on the hose, and then we need to connect it in here, which you use one of these little punches to do, just right on the other side of it right there where you want to punch a hole in like that, and then put this end in that hole right there. You always hear it snap in when it's in. And then we need to reconnect. Yeah, that's one thing. We need to reconnect that right there, and then I'm going to put a couple stakes to keep this. Just like that, we're done. I'm gonna pick up the trash, or not the trash, but the extra pieces. And then let me turn the hose on and let's see what we got going here. So for the first time ever, I have water spraying into this bed. I'm gonna be totally honest with y'all and keep it real. I cannot stand those heads right there because you can see how they're spraying. It's not like a uniform, nice spray, but I'm gonna leave it. And what I'm gonna do is, I've got 2 more of these, so I'm just gonna add 2 more of these in different places so that the entire bed is properly covered with water. But there it is, y'all. It's good enough for right now. I'm not gonna lie, it's getting hot out here. Even with this hat on and these fans blowing, I actually got lightheaded a few minutes ago, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the video for now, at least for this time. In this video, what did we cover? Some irrigation issues that I've had, that I definitely have had, and we planted the garlic for 2026. Now, I do still have some leftover garlic. Those are the store-bought garlics that I am going to plant somewhere. I am definitely not wasting those. That hose, that sprinkler head is completely driving me nuts. I do not like that thing at all, but it is what it is. Everyone, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hope you got something out of it. If you did, do me the 4 favors as I'm looking at everything else instead of y'all. Share, like, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you've not done so already. And then as always, everyone, take care. May God continue to bless each and every one of y'all, and I will talk to y'all again real soon. Don't forget to shine bright and harvest hard.